Hey you guys, welcome to your weekend edition Love and General reading. This is for water signs. So if you are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, these messages are for you for the weekend of June the 26th through the 28th, 2020. So also I want to thank you guys for all your love and support. I ask for your continued love and support. If you guys are wanting to book a personal or private reading, be sure to email me. Payments and orders are collected on Fridays. If you want to reach me by phone, that is a separate process. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you can get notifications when I'm taking calls. But also, you guys, you can just request a callback. So make sure you're registered on the site. And the best days to reach me are Mondays and Wednesdays, and then secondary best days would be Tuesday and Thursdays. It can be hard to get through, so I apologize for you guys that have been waiting to talk to me for weeks. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started though. We have here the central issue, heart of the matter, as the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Six of Pentacles, central issue, the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Knight of Swords. All right, so the central issue here is that I feel like someone wants forgiveness, or someone wants to explain something or to make things right again, but there's a lack of trust. I feel like maybe you hurt someone or someone hurt you, and now it's like, I don't trust you. So even when someone is trying to share something with you, it's like, you burned me. Like, how do I know you're not going to do this or whatever you did in the past? I feel like somebody feels as if the other person owes them. Like, somebody owes me. This person owes me. The job owes me for what you put me through. You could have been dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe somehow this person turned their back on you, or they didn't turn out to be the person that you thought they were going to be. Or maybe a job turned out to be something that you thought it was and it wasn't. It's like, this is not what I anticipated. How can I get my time back? How can I get this back? So I feel like someone is feeling hurt because they maybe feel like something wasn't fair. They didn't get a fair bargain. And I also feel that somebody is suffering in silence. Someone is trying to hide or suppress some sort of feelings or thoughts that they're having. They're like, I don't want to tell this person how I feel. Even if there's an opportunity to do so, I feel like you would pass it up because of pride. Or this, maybe you're the one that tried to put it out there. Maybe you're the one that said, hey, I want to talk. And you tried to get someone to talk to you, but they were like, no, I don't want to. But that's because they had too much pride in a way. You guys might be feeling like you lost something valuable or something that was valuable to you. For some of you, may have lost your faith in something or someone. You're like, I don't believe in this anymore. I don't believe in him or her anymore. I do feel that something can be changed with thought or perspective. For some of you, somebody is definitely playing a victim. Even if it's you, I don't know if you recognize it or not, someone is playing a victim and feeling like this always happens to me, but what about me? Like, who's going to save me? Who's going to look out for me? Yeah. So I feel like either you or someone around you is waiting to be helped or rescued. I feel like someone also thinks that somebody can read minds. It's like, I can't read minds. Someone is like, can't you see me? I'm suffering. I'm dying over here. I'm hurting. I feel like you guys, if this is a situation at work where you're wanting to get noticed or you're wanting a promotion but you feel overlooked or undervalued, or they're offering promotions all around you except to you, you have to speak up. It's the same energy. It's like you kind of like, why aren't they noticing me? What about me? I'm here. What about me? I've been here longer. It's like, no, stop thinking like that. Like, if you want something, you've got to, say something. You've got to put some sort of effort, even if it might not be fair. Maybe they should notice you, but they didn't. So you've got to speak up for yourself. You've got to defend yourself. I'm getting that someone feels invisible or ignored. I do feel that something happens where you have to re-strategize or take some sort of assessment of your situation. You're like, okay, let me stop having a pity party and look at things objectively. So you might have to put yourself in someone else's shoes in order to come to some sort of conclusion or understanding. Someone may be getting left behind. I don't know if someone left you for an air sign or if you are leaving someone for an air sign, but it kind of looks like that too. Decision time. So some of you may at some point have to make some sort of important decision, or you may reach some sort of crossroads and you're like, okay, and it's like spirit is waiting for you, like, here are your options. What's it going to be? So I feel like maybe some of you might feel torn between an air sign and an earth sign. It could be any sign, but though that's just kind of how I'm seeing it. Like, you feel like you need to make a choice, like, these are your options, what's it going to be? And something is saying follow your heart. And I feel like for some of you, you already kind of know within what you need to do. I'm even feeling something about feeling that those heart palpitations are like some sort of spiritual energy around your heart. So it's like something's being activated within you spiritually, and you're being drawn. Something is drawing you to say something. I do feel like you're going to have clarity. And even though you had at one point given up or lost faith or was looking at something in a negative light, I see your opinion changing, because I feel like you did have to look at things objectively, and now you understand. Now you know what you need to do. Some of you are going to make a practical decision, or a decision maybe based off of logic. You're like, well, this is the logical thing to do, so this is what I'm going to do. And maybe you're always thinking with your heart, so maybe this time you do feel like, okay, I need to make a logical decision this time. And it could be in love, it could be career. Some of you are put in some sort of position where, like I said earlier, somebody wants forgiveness, and you are weighing the pros and cons to see if it's even worth it. Is it worth hearing this person out or having a conversation with this person? You're like, is it worth it? Because, last time. But I do feel like you have a desire to make things right, or to restore some sort of balance into your life. Let me look at the Lovers here. If you're in a relationship, definitely looks like, you know, something happens where you heard from someone that you didn't expect to hear from, and now you've got a decision to make. You might also be meeting someone who is going to alter the path that you were on. This is why they were sent to you or placed in your life. So this does look like faith being restored and you receiving confirmation or receiving something that gives you a sense of peace or a sense of balance. I do feel like, again, this is like weighing the scales, weighing the pros and cons with Six of Pentacles here. And then you, like I was saying, you have to go within. So with the Hermit here as a clarifier, I feel like you are having to follow your path. You're like, I need to make a decision based on the path that I'm on. Who's going to help me with this and that and the other? Yeah. Whatever decisions that you make this weekend will be based off of logic or practicality. I don't know if your heart has been leading you in the past, but this time it's like, no, it's not about the heart. It's about logic and what makes sense. Let me be realistic. Take a realistic approach here. Romantically, I do see forgiveness and someone pouring their heart out or being very apologetic. There may be someone that you've been communicating with through dreams or telepathy, trying to get someone to notice you. And I feel like maybe you are going to, or if this person, if this has been the energy of someone coming towards you, I feel like maybe they're going to be more direct. Or if you've been the one doing this, I feel like you are going to become more direct and say, let me just stop with the indirect messages and just come, you know, forward directly with what I had to say. Now also, if you happen to start a new relationship, it's a significant relationship, and I feel like you are going to experience unconditional love through this person. They're going to help you understand or come into contact with your higher self. Somebody's also going to be teaching you spell work or magic or esoteric hidden knowledge. I feel like someone's going to be teaching you some things about that. I feel like somebody is saying, I'm here to guide you, or I'm here to give you guidance. If it doesn't turn out to be an actual person, I feel like then it's spirit. Your spirit is helping to guide you to make some sort of decisions about your future. Somebody is wondering, is it too late? They feel like they give up, or they've given up hope. And that same energy is just continued in the clarifier. Somebody just feels like something's too late. Maybe someone is feeling ignored or misunderstood or abandoned. You might be feeling like someone abandoned you, or you might find out that this is how someone feels about you, like you abandoned them. in a time of need. They're like, when I needed you most, you abandoned me, you left me. You were only looking out for yourself. For some of you, I feel like somebody's been watching and wanting to come forward, but they've just had a lot of pressure on them. And also dealing with ego, feeling like, why should I be the one to come forward? Okay, so that's the other thing I was getting. Somebody might need some sort of help. Unfortunately, somebody might need to be bailed out of jail. Somebody might be under arrest and they need help. They don't have the bail money, or they have the money but they didn't want to call. They needed to call the right person. They're like, I couldn't let this person know that I was in jail. Or I feel like someone might be under some sort of financial restraint. That could also be a situation where you might have an opportunity to help someone who is in need of something. It might be finances, or they got stuck in some sort of sticky or awkward situation. Even if it's an awkward situation and somebody's like, look, I'm not supposed to be here. I could not call this person. Can you please come and get me? I also feel that if you are the one feeling like stuck, or like you don't want to think about somebody, but sometimes your thoughts kind of get paralyzed in one place, or your thoughts paralyze you from moving forward, I feel like someone is very much aware of you being unable to stop thinking about them. In fact, somebody may have done something. They may have put some sort of spell work on you to make you think of them, make you have a hard time moving on from them. I feel like either way, there's a need for you to reclaim your power. Take your power back by transforming your thoughts. You have to understand that you have to hold yourself accountable to any situation that you're in, even if it's not your fault. You don't have time to point fingers, put it that way. Figure out a way to say, well, I'm in this position now. What can I do about it? It doesn't matter how I got here. What do I need to do to get out of it? So I feel like to get out of your situation or to take your power back, you have to take responsibility for whatever situation that you're currently in. Be the bigger person with yourself. Now, what else is this that I'm getting here? See, I'm seeing finger pointing and people accusing people of doing certain things. It's messed up, because I think too the Eight of Swords might be some sort of miscommunication, or someone said something and the other person hasn't been able to stop thinking about what was said. Oh, that sounds like that's crazy Scorpion energy. Like somebody say something to you negative and you just keep thinking about it, and you're like, I'm gonna get them. So they're gonna pay for what they said to me. So I feel like for some of you, you might be dealing with that type of energy. You just kind of can't get something out of your head that somebody said that affected you a certain type of way. But I feel like there's a need for you to just break that that cycle, that mental cycle. Let me look at the Knight of Swords really quickly. So I feel like somebody is trying to talk or communicate or say something to the other person, but the other person is not ready to talk about it or open up. But I feel like the Tower is intervening. So if you are trying to avoid communicating with someone or vice versa, it doesn't matter. I feel like the Tower is going to intervene and make it so that you have to talk about these things. Somebody is kind of like, let me be clear, or it's my turn to talk, or you talked about your side, now let me talk about my side. I also feel that if you were in a relationship where there's been problems, somebody is like, no, I don't want to leave. I want to work things out. I want to see if we can fix this. There also may be a need to let go of any preconceived ideas that you had about relationships, because your relationship might be completely different than the norm. So you might have been having some sort of mindset that you were holding on to some sort of traditional relationships, or how traditional relationships are supposed to be, but it's not working like that for you. So you're having to let go of those beliefs because they're making you paralyzed or handicapped from having the type of relationships that you're meant to have. So once you're able to let go of those beliefs or ideas, then you can progress. All right, let's look at some energy cards. Additional messages for water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You have third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. And again, I was talking about taking your power back. Patience, the Garden and the Gate. Central issue, the Thinking Woman. So these all kind of tap on to some of the things that I was talking about. You guys are having to put things into perspective. You're having to re-strategize or look at your situation from a different point of view. And then make some sort of decision based on that. So you're taking your power back, and I feel like you're making some sort of logical or practical decision. You're thinking this time. You're like, let me think. All this other time, I always listen to my intuition, which is fine. But there's a situation that you might experience over the weekend that requires logic or practicality over heart. Someone also, I feel like someone wants to get your attention, or someone wants you to be patient with them. I feel like someone's been trying to get you to notice them, or you've been trying to get somebody to notice you, but maybe in a way that didn't make sense. So now you're like, okay, let me do this in a way that makes sense. Some of you feel that time is getting away from you. Maybe things have been moving or progressing really slowly in your life for anything that you could have been waiting for. And again, this kind of looks like the Lovers to me, where you're faced with the decision. Should you go through the gate or stay in your comfort zone where it's safe? Stay with familiar surroundings, or should you challenge yourself? So I feel like you guys are going to have to make some sort of life-changing decision or life-altering decision, depending on the path that you decide to take. Something may have been placed in front of you to get your attention. Maybe Spirit had to intervene or step in, and it's like, hey, now that I have your attention, what are you going to do about this situation? So now that something's been brought to your attention, you're going to have to make that decision. And you're like, should I stay or should I go? Like I said, in this case, I normally always say, hey, go with your intuition. But I feel like in this case, you have to go with the logical choice. What makes sense? If you're trying to go on some sort of path and you've got options about relationships, who is the person that's most in alignment with your path? You know, that's the decision that you've got to make. It's like, hey, nothing personal, but this person is the person that can help me get to this point, and this is what I got to go with. If it is a career choice, maybe you're like, no offense, you guys have been good to me, but this career path makes the most sense for the direction that I'm going in right now. So choose wisely is what I'm getting to. You're getting ready to make a wise decision. You don't have to rush into it. Just make sure you understand the decision that you're making before you make it. Examine it. Tear it apart. And now, see, this is making me think of the things that are going on in the world. Like, are things making sense to you? Wear masks, don't wear masks. Wear them, no, wait. They'll make you sick. No, only sick people need them. No, everybody needs them. You know, like certain things, and that's just one example. There's a lot of things going on right now. That's why I have not been watching the news for like 2 months now. It's been about 2 months. I just got fed up. I hated seeing everybody in their little separate square boxes at home. I'm like, nah, I like seeing you all together and interacting with each other. You know, because I used to watch certain shows like The View or certain morning news shows. I don't like the news period, but I did used to like morning news just because it's lighter, it's fun. But just seeing everybody all chopped up and cut up in their home, like I just stopped watching all of that, and just at some point it feels like things aren't adding up. So I feel like you are being asked to look at your situation, and you know, that was just an example of the things that are going on globally, but in your personal life still apply that same message. Look at something logically. And if you feel like something's gotten out of control, your thoughts have gotten out of control, you've been placing the blame or been feeling like a victim, like stop all of that. It doesn't matter. Maybe you are a victim. It doesn't matter how you got there. It's like, what are you going to do about the situation now? And that's what you need to do. So hopefully these messages help, but feel free to leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many blessings to you.